Yes. Gracias. First things first, start this day off with a coffee. Cheers, guys.
You are welcome.
Welcome to Aragon. Testing the next 2 days. Alright, Kev? That's right, mate. What are you saying, Frenchie?
Yeah, ready to go, mate, again and again.
Oh yeah, I'll give you my leathers if you want to go.
What a great weekend for World Superbikes. And if somebody looked at the results, they'd think, ooh, one winner, Johnny Ray's won them all again. But that is absolutely not the case, is it?
Absolutely, Greg. I mean, Johnny was imperious. There's no question about it. Put the hammer down right from the start and then ride to his pitfall, if you like.
We've got back-to-back rounds at Aragon coming up, and there's no better way to prepare for that than a 2-day test at the Spanish circuit. For Kawasaki and for Jonathan Rea, it's been an opportunity to try and make a jump start on races where Ducati's expected to be at the front once again. Last year in Aragon, Alvaro Bautista dominated the races, and this year, Ducati's expected to be strong once again.
How you feel?
No big difference, to be honest.
You feel similar? Any difference in changing direction or flicking in or similar?
Winning world titles is all about maximising points on your bad weekends, and in the history of World SBK, no one has done this better than Jonathan Rea. He's been able to take podiums when he couldn't win, and he's been able to focus on getting the most points possible, round by round. That's been the calling card of his championship.
What's the plan, mate?
Plan is... don't really know what it is. 50 minutes to lunchtime. That's kind of all I can think about at the minute.
I still think, and I'll admit, you know, as a journalist, a commentator, I'm bigging up the Reading thing, you're bigging it up, but at the same time, I think we genuinely believe Reading will be the closest rival this year.
He'd had a year on the Ducati, he'd won BSB. Of course he was going to be quick. You'd have to be pretty obtuse not to realise that Scott Redding not just go fast, he can manage a race, manage a situation, he can cope with stuff.
He's adapted so well from MotoGP to BSB and now to World SBK that you certainly think he's going to be the main title contender.
Frankly, Redding and Ray are head and shoulders. You know, the men who don't make mistakes.
That's about it, mate. I ain't got much for you right now. 5 days riding the last 7. I'm out of beer, really. Do you know if anybody used SCX today?
I have to talk with the guy from Rivalry.
Because maybe it's... remember last year some tracks it was rubbish? Remember last year some tracks it was rubbish?
Yeah, I know, this is why I want to test.
Yeah, back on the bike now. We've got a few little things to test before we leave here. Confirm some things for the future, some things for the next race, but actually motivation was like severely low there just before lunch. You know, my rhythm's quite constant, and I just feel like I'm just going round in circles, like literally round and round and round, same pace, same effort, but yeah, had a decent lunch now and I'm ready to go back out and give it some.
You know, I've been on the podium at Aragon now so many times. I feel like it's a good track for us. It suits the bike well as well, because these are hard brakings and also accelerations from first and second gear. Our mechanical traction is really good, and I feel like we can try to capitalise on that. Of course, there's a long straight where we might suffer.
Like you said, this weekend, Toprak's there, Vandermark's there. You can't really focus on one guy, can you, at the moment? Is it still a bit too soon to do that?
Like you said, there's so many people taking points off each other. I knew there'd be lots of different guys on the podium each and every weekend. You know, you could win a, like me and Jerez, you can win a race and then you can be off the podium.
Even within Kawasaki, there's a different dynamic now for Ray, with Alex Lowe's more competitive on the other side of the pit box. When you throw in all of these factors together, it's going to be a very different season with a much deeper field of bikes and riders.
It's a little bit lower. Which means, I don't know, small is small. Maybe you don't feel it.
I think Ray versus Redding is one of the most fascinating confrontations in world motorcycling at the moment, and I'm convinced it'll go to the wire.
For me, the job, John, is done. For me, it's done. I mean, if you want to stop, we stop.
The opening 3 rounds of the year saw 4 different riders winning races, 7 different riders on the podium, and World SBK in 2020 just looks like a very different beast to anything we've seen in recent years. Heading to Aragon, Ray holds a 4-point lead, but it's all to play for.